Hello everybody, this is the Goofsome Fox coming at you with a new review video here, and today we're going to be looking at the Gundam Side-F exclusive high-grade Universal Century 1/144th scale Hobby Hizack A.O.Z reboot version, and this is part of that same lineup that the those two Barzam variants come from with the reboot of A.O.Z, which does have some very nice designs going for it, and the Hobby Hizack here is going to be one of them. The Hobby Hizack isn't necessarily exclusive to anything A.O.Z. I think they just kind of wanted to do it in the style that this lineup is presenting, because Hobby Hizack has been, I think, a thing since Char's Counterattack. I believe that may have been its first appearance to my knowledge. But we do finally have a model kit of this suit, so that is a very nice milestone for the Hobby Hizack here. And well, without further ado, we're going to start taking a look at what we have here. And as usual, we're going to start by looking at the box in which it comes in. And as you can see here, I'm going to move the Hobby Hizack back so we can get a full view of the box here. And we have a very nice, colorful box here, really nice artwork here. It's much different from the usual P Bandai style, because I did get this one from P Bandai, but it's not like the one monotone color style. This one has a full style of box art going on here. If we take a look here, we have the Gundam Side-F logo on the top corner here. Again, we have a lot of that nice artwork going on here. Very nice picture of the Hi-Zack. Hobby Hizack here. We do have an age rating up here. We got that Bandai logo. And down here we got the full name. Moving on to the sides, we do have pictures going on here showing off all the details that the Hobby Hizack comes with. You have some of the, aesthetic details or things such as articulation, which is very nice to know here. On the side, you have the usual artwork. On this side here, you do have a bit of information about Gundam Side-F and the Gundam Parks. That's very helpful there if you want to learn more about these places. And you have your usual warnings and things here, what tools you might need. And then finally, you have that artwork on the side again, and the back is just blank. You actually do have a sticker down here. And yeah, that is going to be it for the packaging of the Hobby Hizack A.O.Z reboot version, and without further ado, let's take a look at the model kit itself. And here we have the Hobby Hizack with everything it comes with here. And yeah, I'm going to be breaking my format a little bit for this video because you're going to realize I don't have a accessories section, and that is because this kit does not come with any at all. The only extra thing you really get here is not extra, but you have the leftover polycap runner, which does have a few useful polycaps on it if you have kits that require these, so that is a nice added benefit there. But yeah, no accessories with this kit whatsoever, just the Hobby Hizack itself. I do theorize that this kit might be compatible with the old HG Hi-Zack weapons, because it does come with open hands. And on the back section here, where this little triangle sticker is, the piece does come out, so it looks like it's almost like for the missile pod that the high-grade expansion set for the Hi-Zack came with. So that's what I kind of think might be what's going on here, so unfortunately I can't test that. I wish I could, just to see if it was possible to arm the Hobby Hizack here, but as far as I know, it's only a possibility. If you do have this kit and an old Hi-Zack high grade, feel free to comment down below if that is possible. But for now, this will allow us to move to the aesthetics here. And as you can see, we have quite a few, not really a bulky silhouette, but we do have some bulk in certain sections, such as the torso section and those shoulders. For the color scheme, we do have a nice mix of white, blue, red, and orange. Really sells the idea that this is meant to be more of a civilian mobile suit than something used for military purposes. I'm going to do just a quick rotation to the back there. You got a bit more detailing. And yeah, we'll take a closer look at some of the Hobby Hizack's details here. We'll start off with the head. As you can see, we got a very Zaku-ish looking head, but this is no Zaku boy, no Zaku. And then we also have a pink mono eye in there. The black part that it's on is also a sticker. Not very hard to apply, quite easy actually, because they do kind of have a section that separates it from the eye. So it's a very easy application. You do have these smooth power pipes here, and that's something else that A.O.Z Reboot seems to do when it comes to their designs. The power pipes seem to have a bit more of a, kind of like a, not like a thin, I'm trying to think of the right word, like it has more like a solid structure to it, instead of being like the segments that like the Zakus and stuff have. Or even the original Hi-Zack did have a bit more segmented sections on its power pipes, so there's a interesting detail there. For the chest, you do have, again, those smooth power pipes. You got that white, blue, orange, and red. You do have a sticker there for the chest camera, and some orange stickers inside the vents. For the shoulders, you got these very bulky shoulders here. I kind of refer to them as either Warhammer Space Marines or Titans from Destiny shoulders, because of just how bulky they are. And for this one here, you have more of that shield shoulder. You have a sticker here that adds some striping, and then you have some red detailing there. And then the other side, you have just the regular shoulder. It looks like you have some like red, I don't know if these are meant to be thrusters or just like the parts where they remove the spikes. I'm assuming, because this one kind of looks like they tried to add thrusters to it, I'm assuming this might be the same deal. But overall, it's a very nice use of color separation there. For the arms, you have that blue and white. You got some nice detail on there. Going down to the waist and legs. Nothing really special to say about the waist there, aside from you got that blue and white. But for the legs, though, there is an interesting detail that I do want to mention with this when it comes to the stickers. And you do have, as you can see, again, that mix of all of the colors. And what they did here for this is that the legs are actually the same. At least this part is. They share the same exact build, but you do have these thruster parts on both sides. So what they did is that they gave you a sticker to fill in this bottom tab there. So you got a little extra thruster there, and it kind of fills it in, makes it look a bit more complete. So that's a nice detail that I think they added there. You do have some red kneecaps there. For these side thrusters, you do have some nice detail going on here. Got the power pipe going from them to the leg. On the back here, you do have some more of those orange power pipes, these ones inside the leg. And again, some more stickers, nice detail overall. Hi-Zack, the feet, got like the typical Hi-Zack feet with that kind of like red inner toe. And you got a gray sticker in there for some separation. And then moving on to the backpack, do have a very wide type of backpack here, with just like that. Kind of reminds me almost of the A.O.Z backpack in a way, just with that long like type of, almost looks like the fuel tanks, but that's not really what they seem to represent here. Do have a sticker right there for a camera, got some nice line detail, got the thrusters in there, and then the back skirt here you do have a kind of like a white stripe going down in the middle. I think that's a really cool detail there. And yeah, that is a little fin there for the head, and yeah, that is the aesthetics here for the Hobby Hizack. Again, really sells the idea that this is meant to be more of a civilian suit, which I do really like. It does make it stand out from other model kits that are, typically the grunts are meant to look more militaristic when it comes to Universal Century. So if you do want something that stands out in that aspect, then I think this is a really nice choice there. But with aesthetics out of the way, we're next going to move to the articulation. So, moving to articulation, and we have quite a bit to unpack with this model here. So we're going to be starting off with the head, where you have a nice 360 degree of movement. You can also move the mono eye as well by taking off the helmet and just kind of moving it around. A very nice thing that they did here, which I haven't seen done yet, is that the mono eye is actually on a ball joint, so you can kind of move it that way, or you can also probably just get a beam saber tip or a heat hawk, and probably move it that way as well without taking the helmet off if you don't want to. But the helmet is easily able to come off, so you don't really have to worry about that. So it was a very interesting build there, and what you just gotta do is just simply just put the top of the head back on, and yep, you got it looking in a different direction, so very nice there. You have some up movements, and you got a little bit of down movement as well. And that's everything for the head. Moving to the torso, we do have some side to side. You do have a pretty nice ab crunch here. For the arms, you can move them out this far, which is quite surprising given the way how bulky the shoulders are, so nice arm articulation there. Shoulders can move around. The arms can move front and back. You do also have the ability to extend the arms out the way that the joint is designed, so you can do this as well, which looks like it might give you a bit of articulation, or you can kind of like, you can really just get a outward hand pose with that there. I'm not really sure what this joint is completely used for yet. Maybe it might be something for like weapons and stuff. Again, maybe if they plan on remolding this into some other Hi-Zack variants. I really don't see much use of using that joint on this model, but it is something that you have. For the arms, you do have a swivel up here. You have a swivel down here. So you can get the arm like this, and you can get a bend, which I feel like that's something that they've been doing more with the Zaku's recently, so nice to see them apply that to the Hobby Hizack here. If you do have the arms straight like this, though, you can get a very nice double bend there. For the hands, you do have a little bit of articulation here that allows this little piece to move, and then the hand is on a ball joint, so you can do all the typical ball joint things there. For the legs, you do have the front skirt can move up this far, side skirts can move up all the way, and nothing for the back skirt here. So that means when it comes to the legs, you can go that high, you can go that far back, and for the legs, you should be able, for the most part, to get a pretty decent spread. It's really only the power pipes on the legs here that are causing any form of interference. You do also have a part here that allows the legs to slide down. So, yeah, you can do like something like that. I believe this may have been something that the Gunpla beta may have had as well, but if you really want to make your Hi-Zack taller, then that is also something that you can do with this function here. I'll put that back real quick. So, yeah, very nice upper leg movement. For the, you do have the swivel here. You get a full 360. For the leg bend, you can get, looks like about that far. So, pretty nice there. And I should mention too, like, nice functionality here is when you move this, the power pipes will actually move in, and so with this little white piece right here, and when you pull that out, it will all line back up into place. So that kind of does help this kit get that articulation, so again, very nice there. And for the feet, you are on a ball joint, so typical ball joint things. And then finally, for the backpack, you do have these parts here that can move up and down, they can be adjusted, and yeah, so if you want to like have it boosting that way, you can do something like that. So, yeah. Again, overall, I think the articulation on this is very, very nice for this kit, and I'm hoping they do more Hi-Zacks, because the Hi-Zack can really do a lot with like this form of articulation. Any model kit really can do a lot with this, so I'd say overall the articulation is very nice. Does have some new features with it, again, especially that how they do the mono eye. And yeah, that's it for articulation, so we'll go to some size comparisons and then to the final thoughts. So, for some size comparisons here is the Hobby Hizack next to the high-grade Gundam The Origin rollout colors. So you can see a bit taller and again a bit bulkier there. Here it is next to the Master Grade Hizack. Really can't see it there, so I'm going to move all of them back. And as you can see, yeah, still pretty like small in comparison to the Master Grade here. It looks like it's a little close to half the height, but did want to include it just so you can see the comparison between the original Hi-Zack and the Hobby version here. And finally, we're going to bring in a tiny Goof and a Master Grade Goof. So, what are my final thoughts on the Hobby Hizack A.O.Z reboot version? I think overall it is a fairly nice kit for what it is, and I think it's one that I would also say is worth owning for the strengths that it does provide. You do have a design that does stand out with those bright colors, and you also have some nice articulation going into it there. Some things that might turn people away though is that the A.O.Z reboot-like aesthetic, I know A.O.Z as it was already was not really for everybody, but reboot, they do alter the designs a bit more, so it could be another thing that if you really don't like the reboot look, then probably would be something to be better off avoiding. Another thing too is the lack of accessories. If you are somebody who values accessories in your model kits, then this might be a skip for you as well. But I think overall for most collectors, I think this would be a very nice model kit just to have, because it was a very fun build, and then in the end you do get a very nice result from your efforts. So I'd say, aside from what I mentioned earlier about why you might not want it, I think overall it is a nice kit that is worth owning. And that's going to be all from me for this review here. Comment down below what you think about the high-grade Hobby Hizack A.O.Z reboot version. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Later.